Hi, it's Paul Sackers, Good News Broadcast. We have a lot of good news to talk about today. Actually, we're going to talk about Taiwan. And I have been to Taiwan, and I know that it's a wonderful country, and they're very sincere, sensitive, economically well-developed, and it was a great, great trip that I had. One of the nice things that I liked about Taiwan when I went there was their Aboriginal people. The Ame tribe. In fact, I danced with the community, and music was very much a part of the lifestyle and the respect to I guess in America, the Native American Indians, and in Taiwan, it's the Aboriginal tribe. But today we have a superstar here with us in the world of heavy metal music, and he's been in his band, ChToniC, it's the name of the group. We're invited by Ozzy Osbourne to be in the Oz Fest. And it's the first Asian group ever to be invited in that. And we have with us Freddy from ChToniC. Hi, Freddy. How are you?
Hi. Well, I'm fine today.
Good.
Better than the recent days.
Oh, okay. How come better than the recent days?
Because I like the East Coast.
But you come from, since I've been in Taiwan, and I had the joy to go to Green Island, and I went to the Great Aquarium, and all over the country, and up to Alizon. Which is a mountain and a beautiful garden and so on and so forth. Tell us about, the heavy metal in Taiwan and the name ChToniC in your group. Tell us about your group.
I started this group in 1995, and at that time I influenced by lots of Western metal bands like Anthrax from New York, and like Metallica, Slayer, and lots of Scandinavian bands like Emperor, Enslaved, Immortal, all those black metal bands. And I found out that in Taiwan, especially Aboriginal tribes, they have lots of different kinds of mythologies, and which is mostly mythology are the content of all the European black metal bands they write about. So I feel like I have this kind of content in my country. I can write this kind of music.
Okay, yeah. So now you're here in America. Is there a tour? Is there a name to your outreach?
Yeah, this is our the third time we play in America, and this is the longest tour. So we name it Unlimited Tour because it's supposed to finish in the end of August, but we're getting more and more offers. More cities want us, and even Canadian cities want us. So we decided to title it as Unlimited Tour because we feel like it's gonna be unlimited. And in the other hand, we feel the schedule will cross the date September 18th, which is the United Nations open the meetings on that day. So I want to use this title to protest and to about UN put on this kind of limitation to Taiwan. So I hope that we can let more fans to know that if you like our music, you should pay more attention on the country who inspires us to write this kind of music, because all our album, all the concepts of our albums are about Taiwan, Taiwanese mythologies, ghost stories, legends. So I think it's fair to let more fans to know more about Taiwan, to know what kind of unfairly international situation has been forced to face.
Taiwan's a democratic country, right?
Yeah, and also because we can approach different kind of things. No limitation. Nobody will control our thought, our mind. As you should do this, do that. You cannot do that. Nothing. That's why I can play heavy metal in Taiwan. I don't have to go through a government to release albums. We don't have to. I can write anything I want. It's a freedom. It's a freedom. We share the freedom just like American citizens.
Yeah, no, that's great.
The same kind.
It's great. We actually went up and we spoke to the director of the press division, Ben Shah, with the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in New York. So he shared his thoughts about democracy. Let's take a moment and let's listen to the director.
We have developed ourselves into a rich community, a rich society. Today, Taiwan is the world's 18th largest economy and 16th largest trading nation in the world. But what makes us even prouder, perhaps, is our democratization. We were backward and under authoritarian rule. But because of basic the domestic needs and the government's commitment, today we have developed ourselves into a young yet full-fledged democracy.
Okay, so as you see, democracy is integral to the country, and Ben was kind enough to share that with us. You know, Taiwan, having had this knowledge of the country for all these years, actually we did a major event which was great with Jamie Wang, the baseball one of the heroes, I guess, from the country, because he's a success story with the New York Yankees. We did a tribute out on the ball field this past year. Ang Lee is another success story with Brokeback Mountain, Academy Award winner, and I believe a real spokesperson for the country as far as the Taiwanese talents and creativity. And I believe there's a Chen Ming, and somebody in Martha Graham, right? Fanny Shu, who I've spoken with actually in the past, of Cloudgate Theater with the Martha Graham group. So there's actually a lot of talent here, and the country is wonderful. You know, we asked a few people share their experiences in Taiwan. So we had a comment from one of the people who had been there, and she shared her experience. Her name is Evelyn. So Evelyn, why don't you? Here we go. Here's Evelyn.
Taiwan is really a wonderful place to go because the people are so friendly. They'll really go out of their way to make you feel comfortable, and the food is delicious. And the best part about this is that Taiwanese people love to eat, and they love to introduce you to their culture through food. So I'm thinking of a story. At one point I was invited by my language partner's girlfriend's family to come to their house for dinner, and the mom was a chef at a restaurant, so she cooked us this really lavish, wonderful meal. And I think at some point during the meal I said, "Wow, this is so good. I really wish I could cook food like this." And that was really all she needed to hear, because she immediately said, "Well, come back tomorrow and I'll teach you." So I ended up having cooking lessons all year.
In addition, I know that Taiwan is a real industrial country. I believe it's the 16th the largest in industry, and 23 million people, and also have a tremendous IT outreach in the country, which is kind of interesting by far, and especially over the years has evolved and grown and still grow. Tell us a little about IT. Does that have some effect in you guys? Are you using technology in your band?
Yeah, I think that's why I can started listen to black metal in 1995, because we are one of the most most of the people started to use internet at that period. So that's why I can listen to all these metal stuffs in just like the Western metal heads together with them, and share lots of different kind of values. So I started to work with international companies very much earlier than other bands, other artists.
I see a peacemaker on your shirt that you're wearing, is right?
Yes.
So would you say there's unlimited Taiwan and peace and being part of the world in that way is something that's deep down in your soul?
I think as a Taiwanese citizen, it's very important for us to try to do whatever we can to let the people know that it's our right to join UN, and it's. I think it's not fair that I see lots of newspapers recently that the people from UN talking about that there are some international law problems between and it's you have no right to join UN, blah blah blah, like that. But I think it's not fair, because UN is not for internationalists. UN is for all the people in the world. That's the slogan on UN website. UN is your world. So it should be my world too. So I just want to share the same right like an American citizen or Canadian citizen. I should have the same right like them. I'm not an internationalist. I just want to have the same right. And I believe that deep in all the Taiwanese souls, we want this right just like all the others. Even some tyrannic countries like China or like Libya, all those countries, they are members of UN, but how come we are not?
Uh-huh. You know what I always found interesting, since I know something about Taiwan for all these years, was that when the United Nations was established over in Queens, in Flushing Meadow, the concept, the founding members of the United Nations, Taiwan, or Republic of the China, I believe, is what it was called, was one of the founding members. So at that point, obviously, you were in whatever good graces or whatever, however these things happen. Sometimes these are political kinds of things that
Yes.
are confusing for many people and so on. And I think when, I can see how that could be emotional for everybody in Taiwan, because you're such an industrious country and such a democratic country. And we went back over to Ben Shah once again, the director at the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office, and he gave some of the history and some of the thoughts that he wanted to share with us about Taiwan and the United Nations. So let's listen a little bit more to Ben.
From 1993, we, through our allies, we requested participation in the United Nations. First, we asked for an observer status, and we were blocked by China. And later, our request became even more humble. That is to say, we just asked the United Nations to organize a study group to study how to resolve the so-called Taiwan question. You see, there's a group of people, 23 million on planet Earth. Their voice cannot be heard in the world body. 77.3% of our 23 million people asked the government to participate in the international community under the name Taiwan. We firmly believe our call is a just one. We are a sovereign state, meeting all the requirements as stated in the Montevideo Convention of the Rights and Duties of States. By that we mean we have a defined territory, we have a permanent population, we have a capable government, and we are able to conduct international affairs. So Taiwan absolutely meets all the requirements of a sovereign state. So this year, my president wrote a letter to the Secretary General of the United Nations that we want to be a full member of the United Nations. We are entitled to a full membership in the United Nations.